Christopherson here again with another first listen review. Just got done checking out the new Lynch Mob album entitled Babylon. Not the most original album title in the world, but whatever. It's a new Lynch Mob album, so we should all be excited for that if you're a George Lynch fan. He's been one busy guy these past few years. I just got his instrumental solo album here just a few weeks ago, and I can't even remember the title of it, but I got done listening to that here just 2-3 weeks ago, and saw this was coming out. I can't remember when they announced it, but I've been really looking forward to the release of this one. I've been checking out some the live videos online with their new singer, and so I was like really excited to hear this. George Lynch is one of these guitar players who was one of my inspirations for. I'm not really much of a guitar player per se, but I play a lot of guitar. Played since I was like 11 years old. But I like his writing style is like what I really picked up on, and the chord inversions he used, and just the style of writing that he used back in Dokken, and when he went solo with Lynch Mob. That first album was amazing. I still love that album. In fact, I did a review on that one here not too long ago, and I've just always followed his career, and he's just involved in so much stuff that it's hard to keep track of anymore, but really big fan of George Lynch's guitar playing. Anyway, so I was excited for this album. However, after listening to this, I'm not so excited. I hate to say that right out of the gate here, but it's sometimes you build up albums like really big and then they don't like live up to that expectation. This is one that I didn't really build up that big. I guess I did, but it didn't live up to their own legacy on this one, I don't think, myself. Of course, the band is completely different than the original, at all. We have a new singer who I don't know at all. His name is Gabriel Cologne, I believe is how you pronounce it. And they have bassist Jaron Gulio, who is from the band Tantric and Heaven's Edge, and then they got Jimmy Danda on drums, who actually I got the pleasure of seeing in a little club when he was playing with the Bullet Boys here way back in late 80s. I can't remember exactly what year it was, and so it's cool to have him on drums and stuff, but I guess the thing about this album is it kind of Lynch's guitar tone has changed over the years. It's definitely not as gritty as it used to be. It's more of a tubey type sound. He's got rolled off the distortion a little bit, and he's got more of a clean mix in there. And it's cool. You can do whatever you want, but I guess when you're expecting it to sound like a Lynch Mob type sound, it doesn't sound like that. It just sounds more like the stuff he's been doing with other people. Even like the End Game had a little bit more of a grittier sound than this, and like the whole album's like that. There's like one other song later on that he goes for more of a bluesy tube type sound, and that one's even further away from the type of sound he normally uses. And I hate to say it, I'm just not a fan of the singing on this album at all. But even that aside, the songs themselves are just not, they're just not up to par. I don't know I know I'm just tearing this one apart, but I'm really I'm not feeling this album at all. In fact, it's not even until like track 4 there you get something a little bit uplifting and different sounding. It actually sounded like a Van Halen song when it first kicked in, and then the singer kindly destroyed all that when he started singing. And then there's a couple other songs here that are cool, instrumentally. I mean, George's playing is great. The solos are amazing. The drumming actually is fantastic on this. So all the musicianship is like great. Just the songs themselves are just not anything really worth going back and checking out. And I hate to rag on the singer too much, but I don't feel like he brought anything to the table at all. It's very nasally, which doesn't really bother me that much, but it's just, I don't know, it's like grating. It's just not a pleasant listen, which is weird because I watched the live stuff and I thought he did like the material he did with them great, but on here, I don't know what happened. So I feel like they needed maybe somebody outside of the band to come in and help them, like a producer, and help guide them in, maybe a direction that they should have done. I kind of, had this feeling with, that's happened in George's past, that maybe people are afraid to tell him things, and he's made albums that, are off. Like, I'm thinking of another Lynch Mob album, like Smoke This, which like I don't think I've ever listened to since the first time I ever heard it, because that was just so horrible. But I don't know. I think it's going down that same road again here. I think maybe when he had the band Electric Freedom there, and they had the bass player singing what I believe was Michael Devon, I think is who he had in the band at that point in time. That was great. He sounded killer. I think that guy singing on this album would have been fantastic, and maybe just some better melodies on the songs, and just maybe a little bit better production, some better arrangement would have made this album like a lot better. So I'm sorry that I just had to tear this one apart. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I mean, that's what it's about. It's all just tastes, and we all have different things that we like. Unfortunately, this one just didn't do anything for me, and I was really disappointed. I'm probably not going to stay in my CD player. I might give it another listen or two just to make sure that it's not one of these growers that that maybe I'm missing something. But after the first couple of listens, I'm just not feeling it still. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. As always, try to like respect each other and not be like rude. It's about like keeping the music alive, which unfortunately in this one George isn't really doing himself. I don't know, it was a little rough, but anyway, like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and we'll talk to you on the next one. See ya.